The day that an AI robot drives itself in a truck to your house to come repair or replace your water heater, we're fucked anyway, bro. Episode 2, all boots, no BS. We are here today to talk a little more shop, talk a little more business, a little more AI, a little more marketing, all the things that go on in our lives, which
love it.
Some people might find interesting, some people might not. But here we are. Dude, did you hear about the salt guy with ChatGPT?
No.
So I got the story here. I actually have to read it. A 60-year-old man followed ChatGPT's suggestion to replace table salt. And if I'm butchering these words, I apologize. Table salt is sodium chloride. He replaced it with sodium bromide, believing it to be healthier. Over 3 months, this led to bromism, a serious condition causing hallucinations, paranoia, severe thirst, and coordination issues. He required hospitalization and psychiatric treatment. This case dramatically illustrates the dangers of taking AI-generated health advice at face value.
Really? So you mean I can't trust AI for...
Dude, let me tell you a story about my wife. She is taking... Yeah, I know. Let's hope she doesn't watch this.
Exactly right. We'll have 0 viewers anyway. So
yeah, it's fine. It's all the 3 people watching this. Hopefully not my wife. So she starts taking this peptide, and I don't know what the doctor prescribed, like when to take it, like at night or something like this. And I don't know, so long before bed, so long before you eat, I don't know what it was. So anyway, she like puts this peptide in, and it gives her one output. And then I'm like, well, babe, like, why are you doing that? Like, this is what the doctor said or whatever. She's like, well, I eat and you're not supposed to eat and whatever. So she goes and searches it again like 5 days later. It told her a completely different time to take it. Oh my gosh. And I'm like, look, this is the problem with blindly trusting AI. And I have seen it time and time again, even when I've been playing with it. And we talked about this before, but hallucinations, right? Like AI does what's called hallucinating, where it just basically goes like rogue. And it just spits shit out that is not factual, it's not accurate, it doesn't make sense, there's no data or science to back it, and it just starts spewing shit based on nothing, essentially. So this dude, like, first of all, who searches what I'm going to replace my table salt
I don't
with,
know.
right? And then comes up with sodium bromide, which I've never heard of. I mean, maybe this dude has heard of sodium bromide. I don't know.
Where you get it.
And then he decides he's just going to start eating it on his chicken and French fries, right? And next thing you know, the dude's in the hospital. So, dude, I don't know, man. Like, this is one of the biggest problems that I'm seeing with AI is a couple of things that I'm living in, like the marketing agency world. We'll have clients send us, like, for example, I'll give a story. We have a client that's in the medical world, stem cell medical spa, in that industry, and they got acquired by private equity, okay? So I don't know how familiar you are with private equity, but typically what happens is private equity company buys, like, what's the word that I'm looking for? They buy one company that's like the platform. Let's say the platform company is doing like $5 million a year in sales. And then they'll go buy what they call add-ons, which are companies that are doing like $1 million, $1.5 million in sales. And the whole concept with PE is like they get the platform, they get the add-ons, they form it into one big company. They take it from, $15 million in sales to $25 million in sales, and they flip it and they sell it to another private equity company, publicly traded company, whoever it is. So in this situation, they got acquired. And I don't know if they were the platform or the add-on. I actually don't know that part. But the CEO comes in. This dude's like 70 years old. And I start working with him, and we're going back and forth. And I'm trying to earn his trust. I want him to understand, like, he can trust me. I'm credible. I know what I'm doing. And I get this email of, like, first of all, it wasn't the font style of any of his previous emails because it was copy and pasted. It had M dashes in it. Like, it was so clear that he literally just asked ChatGPT.
Copied it out of there.
Yeah, like what to do, and he just copy and pasted an email. But like the dude asked about how his Twitter ads were performing. First of all, Twitter is no longer Twitter. It's X. Second of all, we have never run a single Twitter or X ad for this dude ever. And I get this email, and it honestly, it triggered me. It pissed me off because I'm like, I don't have time to sit here and write email responses to shit that like owning a business is hard enough. Like I'm in a marketing world, like you got to perform. If you don't perform, you're answering to somebody anyway. Now I'm answering to somebody who's just fucking lazy, for lack of a better way to put it. And it's like, dude, like, are you that lazy? Like, you didn't even spend 3 minutes to understand the services we're providing. But the problem with it is it's like people just blindly trust it. And I don't know what he put in there or what he asked, but you know, my wife's story is an example, and I actually just sent out an email to a lot of our clients that was basically like, stop trusting AI. Like, I didn't say it in this way, but like, stop being lazy, stop just unconditionally trusting it. And it's a dangerous world that we live in because, dude, we haven't had AI before. We've never had something where we can like ask a question and within 3 seconds we get this whole like informative thing, and you think that you can trust it. But dude, trust me, this 60-year-old salt guy, this guy, like, he did not get this off of the Mayo Clinic's website. You know what I'm saying? Like, he trusted it. It's stupid. So, I mean, like, you got to be so careful in what you trust AI to do. And, like, anything medical, man, like, I'm sure, I'll give an example. I have so many stories right now. I have a flat top grill, and I had some oil on it, and I was trying to like clean it off, and you know those like thick blue mechanic paper towels? They're like thicker than the paper towels in your kitchen. So I put this oil down, and I'm like wiping it off, and it was like 675 degrees. And my hand goes, I hit a dry spot where there wasn't oil and went right over the top and just blistered the shit out of 3 fingers. I still got one kind of hanging on. But I screamed, jumped up and down. I think I did a couple jump kicks, ninja twirls. But anyway, like, it was great for that. It's like, you know, my wife, you know, unconditionally trusting ChatGPT was like, she goes through the whole storytelling, right? It's not like, what do you do for a grill burn? My wife's like, my husband, that's 43 years old, he accidentally slipped on a paper towel and burnt his hand on the Blackstone. And anyway, so it said, like, you need to get it in water. Like, and I think for things like that, like a common burn, I'm sure it's like solid, you know what I mean? And we did end up Googling it, and it was the same shit, but I had to soak my hand for like hours. Dude, it sucked. I thought it was way worse than it was.
You know what?
What?
I'm going to applaud her prompting.
Yeah, her prompting. Yeah, the prompting, right? It wasn't like, what do you do for a burn? She had the whole script laid out. Like, my husband, 43 years old, 6 foot, 215, and I'm like, holy shit, like, this is ridiculous. But it did tell the truth. So my point is this, like, I don't know, man. I'm not saying you can't trust it, but you got to fact check that shit.
Yeah.
Have you read into any of this at all? Or you're just blindly trusting it in your little storage world?
What do they say in the beer cans? Drink responsibly. Hey, ChatGPT responsibly.
Yes.
No, I don't know if this would work, but like we had a conversation off camera about like asking additional questions, like what do I need to know? Tell me more what I need to know about X. So it's almost like, can you fact check AI with itself? Like if someone like, okay, you told me to take bromide, but tell me more about bromide. Like,
yeah. And dude, I hope we're saying this right. I hope it's not like bromide or I don't know.
Don't take bromide.
Do you know what bromide is? No. I don't either. Hopefully we're saying it right. It's BROMIDE. I'm assuming we're saying it right. But yeah, I mean, I will tell you that AI will fact check AI. Right. So we talked about before how it can't count. Right, so write me a blog between 400 to 500 words, and the thing comes out at 316. 316 words is like, dude, you are a machine that is phenomenal, but you can't count. Right. Like, you cannot count. And if you go back and you say, This was only 316 words.
Right.
It'll say, "You're right, Chance. I'm sorry. Let me rework this." And sometimes it'll then go to 738 words, and I'm like, "Dumbass." You're way over. So it will fact check itself. But yeah, man, like prompting is everything. And like I kind of told you before, alluding to the conversation you're referring to, what I do when I'm getting in depth, like getting deep research or trying to go deep into a topic, a subject, a problem, I will say at the end of the prompt, please ask me any additional questions that you have to make sure that you're getting me the best answer possible. And when I have done that historically, it almost always asks more questions. Like, it's very rare that I give a prompt that says, if you need more information or you need more clarity, please ask me more questions, that it doesn't ask them.
Right.
It actually does. Have you done that at all? Have you asked any
No, I mean,
questions
since you said that, I did ask other questions once it came up with that, or ask what else do you need to know before I like do something, and it works. The other thing I was going to ask you is, when you do ChatGPT and it gives you the results, like it'll cite some sources, kind of like a Google search. Like, do you ever go like look at those sources to see, like, because I've noticed like Reddit boards will come up. Well, you kind of take that with a grain of salt based on what's going on. So you can kind of see the source, then maybe even read a little bit further once it takes you to that source where it found the answer. Like, I don't really trust, someone posted on Reddit about bromide. I don't know if I really trust that versus like it's on, a Mayo Clinic website. So like the source of where it's coming from could weigh into like how much you're going to put weight into it.
Yeah, man. And especially anything with medical specifically, like I feel like you have to fact check it.
Yeah.
Like you have to fact check it. This dumbass started basically taking a chemical like it was table salt for his chicken and fries. Like, holy shit, you dumbass. Like, I have no empathy for this guy. But yeah, you're right. I do check it. And look, dude, Reddit is trusted. Why is Reddit trusted? It's trusted because of real people. You can fabricate Reddit comments. You can set up fake troll
accounts,
Reddit accounts. Now, a lot of times people have learned to click on it and see how long it's been up and all this other stuff, right? So you can kind of make your own judgment calls. But the people trust Reddit because it's real human beings. It's not some paid for review or whatever else. So, but yeah, dude, I think you have to, especially when it comes to anything that's like has a deep research orientation to it, which actually leads me to, we talk about AI agents, and another thing that if I was you, I would start playing with is you do this stuff. We actually talked about this at lunch a little bit. We talked about the AI agent aspect of ChatGPT, but there's also a deep research tab. So if you do have something that you feel like, you don't just want a 3 to 5, 10-second response, you want something to go spend 20, 30 minutes to go truly scour the internet, dig deeper into websites. You go to that deep research mode within like ChatGPT 5 would be the mode, and then you can go down and I think it's like the plus symbol, you get deep research. Then you could ask a question and you will get a much more elaborate.
It just takes longer.
It does take longer, but who cares, right? Yeah. I prefer the accuracy. Now, I would still fact check it.
Yeah.
But that mode, Perplexity also does this really well too, which is just a different AI platform or LLM, large language model. Okay. Perplexity goes much deeper, cites sources, in my opinion, much better. All these AI platforms have different pros and cons. Gotcha. But yeah, man, it's just crazy to me that like since AI has come out, that people think it's like God. Like they just trust it, like it's this perfect thing, and it's not.
I feel like we need to insert a banner right now so this is not legal or tax advice or medical advice.
Dude, I mean, I'm waiting for the lawsuits to come.
Right?
Like, and I think my assistant just recently told me that this is horrible and we'll end it real quickly. But she just mentioned to me recently, like, this kid was using it and whatever feedback it got, he killed himself. Like, he committed suicide. And I don't know like what the extent of it was. I haven't read about it or researched this, but his parents have sued OpenAI, like, which is essentially Microsoft, right? That owns ChatGPT. Dude, I don't know, but it's just, man, like we have to be better as people and understand, like, it's a machine. It's not invincible. It's not perfect. It's not God. It's not unconditionally trusted. You need to go do deeper research, just like anything else in life. I mean, shit, you could make the argument that Google's the same way, right? You could come on the number one result organically. It doesn't necessarily mean that's the most factual, right?
Yeah.
So, yeah, man, we got to get a lot better on this stuff for sure.
Yeah, I agree.
Kind of shifting gears a little bit. You work with a lot of small business owners of various sizes and different industries and that sort of thing. And I feel like AI is evolving a lot, probably from where it came to where it is today. Like, as you're talking to your clients, like, what are you seeing them use, like, AI for, like, in their business, and, like, what any like trends or common themes are, like, it's good to kind of get a pulse of
man,
what's going on.
Unfortunately for me, it's all in the bad ways, which is kind of like
More
piggyback.
bromide?
What's that?
More
Bromide, yeah.
Hopefully none of your clients are doing that.
No, dude, it's actually it follows along with the blind trust aspect that we just hit on. Like, I told the story about the new CEO with the private equity company who didn't know shit about shit. This dude did know up from down, and he used it in that way. We'll have clients that will, like, drop their website in ChatGPT and ask it to do an analysis. And look, there's no website in the world that doesn't have a problem, that doesn't have a technical fix, that doesn't have an SEO fix. But they'll drop it in there and be like, my SEO's terrible. It's like, no, man. Like, if there was 5,000 things to work on, this is like number 4,999 in level of importance. Like, yeah, I mean, it's a fix, but this is not hindering your performance. So, and I think that, again, like I've talked about multiple times, like 99% of society is using ChatGPT like a glorified Google. They don't truly understand the capabilities of, and, high level prompting and building out an MCP, building out RAG, handling workflows, building that brain that we've talked about previously, of truly making it work for you in a way that is productive, that's calculated, that helps your business. And to me, dude, that's the danger of it. It's no different than the bromide dude. Like, like a business owner's like, builds this shit out, and it's like, answer the question, well, this is how you should fire your employee. Next thing you know, they're firing the employee, and they broke 15 laws in the state, and they have no idea what the hell they're doing, Like, it's dangerous right now. It's a very dangerous time because we're in a transitional period in society where it's a very new shiny object. It's super cool. It does things in ways that we've never experienced before. I mean, I continue to say this is the biggest revelation in society since the internet. And I personally think it's going to be 100 times bigger.
Wow.
I actually think it will be 100 times bigger than the internet is, which is hard to comprehend because AI doesn't even run without the internet. But
yeah, I feel like we're scratching the surface. Like more and more, I'm seeing companies that the shiny ad is like, hey, this new AI tool, whatever it is, whether it's like an underwriting tool or an AI tool that's going to help you do your, bookkeeping, or what. People are using the term AI as like this shiny object, but like we don't know what kind of merit, content, and good intention is behind that. Maybe they're just using the term AI to market and sell when it's really like, I don't know. It's hard to trust and figure out what's truly like a good AI versus like
100%
bad, just, bad actors out there.
Yeah, dude, I hate the industry that I'm in. I've always hated being a digital marketer because it has such a shit reputation, right? And dude, like, when I say that, we get fired all the time. Like, we are in a pay per performance industry, period. We drop the ball. Campaigns aren't successful. We get fired. There's not a digital marketing agency on earth that does not have a churn rate. This is just the facts of the business and being in the business. Again, I'm 14 years in. Churn never ends. But what has happened is, and this is honestly, dude, like, man, this is what held me back from starting and building an AI company, is because the stigma around it right now. It's like digital marketers have this shit. What am I trying to say? Persona,
Like
reputation, persona, and AI right now is that everybody is chasing money, and I didn't want to build out my own AI platform. I did not, dude. My business plan originally was to go find AI platforms that people had very robust SaaS AI products, and we were just going to license them and make our service way better. But then when I started to test them, like I'll call it out, I don't give a shit. Search Atlas, one of the biggest names by far, the best marketed in SEO AI software. Great things about it. There's some really great capabilities. Dude, it is an absolute piece of shit scam. And I don't give a shit if they send me a cease and desist and tell me to shut the fuck up. The product is trash. You don't keep the on-site SEO work that it does. If you cancel their software, they take it.
Wow.
Like, I can go on and on and on. So, like, I went out to overhaul my business model to find AI solutions that we could just license the software and integrate them into our company. But we spent, dude, thousands of dollars on testing, and every time it was like, this doesn't even fit our standard.
Yeah.
This is not acceptable for our clients. So then I found myself at this crossroads, which now I'm hundreds of thousands of dollars into, where I'm like, I'm going to have to build it. And I know I'm not the only one. Like, I would never sit here and act like I have some innovative shit that, like, will never be duplicated and nobody else will ever do. Dude, I'm not... I'm old enough at this point to understand, like, that's not the reality. However, yeah, man, it's just, it was out of a complete necessity.
That you did it, yeah.
We didn't have a choice. And I am building AI agents, workflows, automations that do meet the standard. We are testing them on, I don't know, we've got like probably 15 websites that we're testing them on of our own, and then we're slowly going to hopefully evolve them into our clients here over the next 2 to 4 weeks, with a very close eye on them to make sure, shit's running like it should be. But man, I never wanted to do this. We just, we didn't have a choice. Like, I have a standard. My clients have a standard with working with us, and if we can't deliver that, then I'm not going to pivot.
Yeah,
so,
it's like, you really couldn't sleep at night if you know, like, hey, I'm going to deliver some half-ass product to them. Like, you're either going to go all in, develop on your own, or not deliver what these other companies are getting. Like, I had a conversation with my wife this morning. We were talking about AI real quick, and she's a school teacher. So she's like, you can just put that in the context. She's like, I think it's beneficial, but only if used responsibly in the right way. So that could kind of tie into, like, other companies, like, I saw something on Facebook the other day. Someone was marketing some AI like tool. I forgot what it solved for. I'm like, do you really need AI to solve that, or is someone just like trying to sell their
it's just
tool?
a moneymaker.
Right, exactly.
Yeah, and like I said, that's why we went and tried a bunch of these things. And every time we got into them, it's like, this shit actually sucks. And I'm not going to sit here and act like my shit's going to be perfect and it's going to run flawlessly. It's not going to have issues and errors and break and all the things. I guarantee you that it is.
Right.
But I know this. It's going to meet the standard, and if it doesn't, I'll make it right and then course correct the machines that I have built and make them hit the standard. Right? So I'll make it right no matter what. Like, I'm not firing my entire staff to go have an AI platform. I'm firing nobody. I'm laying off nobody. We're staying status quo. We're just giving a hard pivot to, again, give our clients more product for the same or less money, which in turn makes them a lot more money, better results, better rankings, better ads, all the things. So,
love it.
Yeah, man, it's hard.
Yeah, you mentioned like firing and your staff and that sort of thing, and curious your take. Like, what jobs do you think are going to be impacted on AI, and maybe AI creates other jobs for the positive? You hear a lot of talk or a lot of rumbling on the news of like, oh, AI is going to eliminate all these jobs. I think there's certain jobs out there that can't be eliminated, but certain jobs that maybe are going to be either eliminated or like shifted to work on something else. Like, what are you seeing? Like, where the trends are going, where AI is taking some jobs or maybe creating some?
Well, first of all, like you said earlier, we're barely scratching the surface.
Right.
I mean, dude, we're not at 1%.
That's crazy to think about.
It's crazy to think about, right? We're not at 1%. That's my opinion. But yeah, dude, like, this is why I love contractors. This is why I love working with contractors. The day that an AI robot drives itself in a truck to your house to come repair or replace your water heater,
Right.
we're fucked anyway, bro. Like, I don't even know what, like, dude, when that day, and it could come, but like, I'm going to chase wealth. So if that does come, like, I'm okay.
Yeah.
But dude, I mean, we are at a time, and this is why AI hurts my soul. This is why I can't like fully accept AI in my heart. My business brain is, my entrepreneur brain is, but I can't accept it in my soul. Because, dude, when I think about it and truly like go down these dark holes of the jobs that it's going to replace, and dude, it's millions. Like, I wouldn't be surprised. What's the population of the United States? Like 350 million?
I don't know.
Bro, I would not be surprised if like 35 million people are unemployed.
Damn.
In 5 to 10 years. I mean, it's so far beyond what people can comprehend. And my whole thing is where are we at politically and from a government standpoint to handle this? Mm-hmm. Because look, you can never blame the business owner. You can't blame me for pivoting into AI to try to build a healthier company that makes us more profitable. You can't. You can't blame Delta, who has made a big shift into AI agents. Dude, you used to call Delta, you wait on the phone for an hour and a half to change a flight. You can work with an AI agent now. You can get that shit done in like 10, 15 minutes. And it's the same thing. They'll refund you. They'll charge you extra. They'll do whatever, all with an AI agent. You can't blame Delta.
For doing that.
No, a business's responsibility is to make as much net profit as they can. I don't give a shit if you're Fortune 100 or a $500,000 a year in sales business. Your objective as a business owner is to be as profitable as you can.
Well, yeah, I think on the same token, too, think about it. Like, all right, I'm going to give you two options. You can call in the Delta, wait an hour and a half while you're at the airport, you just missed your flight, and talk to a human. Or I'll let you call into my AI agent line and change your flight within 5 minutes and make the connecting flight and get home to your family. Like,
dude,
how do you want to go? Like,
well, for sure. Think about last fall when we were on a hunting trip out in South Dakota. Right? We were on a waterfowl hunting trip out in South Dakota. We got stranded. Where were we at? Did we never get out of South Dakota?
We were stranded in South Dakota due to a fuel leak or something.
Fuel leak on the airplane, right? And then, I mean, dude, I had my assistant on shit. I'm on my phone trying to do shit. We didn't hardly have service. Like, dude, an AI agent could have handled that in 5 minutes, right? And then remember, we got a hotel credit for a hotel in South Dakota. And where do we go to?
Denver, I think.
Denver. We're in Denver. And like United sends us a hotel credit for a hotel in South Dakota. Yeah. No, I think it was Fargo, North Dakota.
Yeah.
And it's like, great, like, so yeah, dude, I mean, I think that society is going to push back on AI agents for a long time, on voice specifically, because nobody wants to talk to a bot. But what people don't understand is that they think an AI agent is that, hello, thank you for calling. You know what I mean? Like this dumbass robot that's not like intuitive. It can't utilize an MCP or this brain that I refer to be on track. It doesn't have, the voice sounds like a damn robot. Like it doesn't sound like a human. It's not relatable. Like people think that that's what these AI voice agents are, and they're not.
Yeah.
Like they're not. You don't even know, like we're so close to being at a point where you won't even know that it's not a human. And society wants to reject that because nobody wants to. I mean, dude, I'm the same way. Dude, I'm that dude that pounds on zero. Like I pound
Give me someone.
Give me someone. Like shut up, Dude, they're not, that's not where we're at, and that's not where we're going, and it's only getting better.
Yeah, I think society as a whole, like maybe a year ago, when this voice kind of, I don't even know if it was a year ago when it first came out, but somewhere around that time frame, right? People, it wasn't as good, like you said. Like you built something, it's already obsolete,
built one. Right?
Yeah. And you're like, so maybe someone had their first or second experience with the AI bot, and they're like, I don't like this. Like it didn't work for me, or there was hiccups. Well, now I feel like things have changed so far that like every day someone's getting more and more acceptable to like this because the technology is getting better, it's getting faster, it's getting a little bit more accurate. So I don't know. And I don't think a company, to your point, is out there saying, look, how many jobs can I really cut? Maybe they are in a little bit. They're saying, how can I provide a better service?
Service, right?
Delta to the example. Do I want all my customers on hold for an hour and a half when every other airline maybe is doing it? No, I want to compete or get a little bit better. Where I can change flights within 5 minutes to any customer that calls. 100%. And I can have my agents talk to 2,000 people at one time. Like, I think they're going to do it, use it responsibly. Now, you might get those other marketers or others people advertising AI in the wrong way. Yeah. But there's probably some bad actors, but most people are probably going to use it to provide a better product or service.
Especially legitimate companies, right? The bad actors are chop shop people that haven't done shit, built shit, don't have a clientele, they don't have anything. Like, so that they're going to get eaten alive. Like, it doesn't work, man. Like, it doesn't work. But yeah, you're right, man. And I think at the end of the day, it's just like you just said a minute ago. What would you rather do? Mm-hmm. Right? Would you rather move that flight on a 10, 15-minute call with an AI agent? Or would you rather sit there for an hour and a half, which, by the way, a whole nother flight could already left the damn airport. Like, you could have been on. Would you rather do that? No. Like, nobody with any type of sanity is going to say, I hate AI that much. I would rather miss a whole next flight to get me out of here. I'd rather sleep on the dirt and, get a hotel credit in the wrong city. Like, dude, nobody's going to say that. Yeah. So, yeah, man, like, I just think that as a society, we will continue to accept it more and more. But, dude, all that AI does in the most simplistic way possible, dude, is it just makes our lives so much easier and more efficient. Right? If you use it the right way. Yeah. I'm not saying blindly trust it, but dude, this is like a superpower that we have like never seen in the history of life. Yeah. You know what I mean? But you got to be open-minded to it. You got to play with it. And especially if you're going to be, a business owner, you've got to be open-minded to building the things that are going to make your company, I don't care if it's operationally, marketing, sales, dude, financially, like, dude, bookkeepers with CPAs. If you don't think that an AI agent's going to be able to look through all your transactions and drop them in the proper categories on your P&L, you're crazy. Like, bookkeepers they're going to die. Like, these are just the things, like, people think, like, oh, customer service at Delta. No, bookkeepers are going to die. Yeah. Even CPAs, I'm not saying they're going to die, but your AI is going to be able to look at your P&L, look at your tax status, look at the companies you own, look at your tax liabilities, look at what you could do, and bring tax strategies to you of ways you can write more, expenses off in a methodical way without the CPA or the tax strategies dude, it's going to impact everything. Mm-hmm. So, yeah, man, the biggest thing is societal acceptance for sure.
Yeah, I still feel like, you need a human to keep it between the guardrails, right? It's still going to be,
we might always be there.
Tool. I don't know if you probably maybe one day we'll eliminate the human or whatever. We're just going to go to an AI tax agency. I don't really know. Maybe that day comes, but
I hope not.
I still think, all right, if I know there's a human there keeping it between the guardrails, whether that's marketing, legal, tax, you name it, keep a human there, but then also use AI to the advantage, because that way it could research other tax laws or strategies that, if a human isn't well versed in it or didn't study certain tax laws or case law or whatever, an AI can maybe go get that right away and say, oh, look, a new case just got settled last week. Now some things that are gray in the tax code can be utilized in the same context, right? Because not everything is black and white necessarily.
And that's exactly why the CPA needs to bring AI into their company.
Yeah, I know my CPA was like, hey, we're testing this new AI thing where we do it all, but then we filter it all through this AI software.
Yeah. Dude, my last couple of doctor appointments, they've been like, hey, just so you know,
Did they tell you to take bromide?
No. Yes, I'm injecting it. I'm actually injecting it. No, but my last couple of doctor's appointments, they were like, hey, just so you know, actually one was like a sports medicine doctor. The other one was a dermatologist. They were like, hey, just so you know, we're using AI software to record all of this conversation so we don't have to sit here and type. Nice. And I'm like, dude, I use this on every single video call that I do, and it's the greatest thing ever. Like, you're totally fine, And I'm sure in the medical world, HIPAA compliance and all that, I'm sure they have to use like certain providers. But yeah, man, it's just it's where we're at. It's where we're going. It's part of society. And man, my whole thing is either you get on the train or you get run over by it, especially in the business world. Like, you can resist it all you want. Your soul can hate it. You can think it's the inhumanity. You can think it's the worst shit ever. It's not going away.
Yeah.
Period. It doesn't matter how much you hate it. You're not getting rid of this shit at this point. You can't.
The
so
ship has sailed.
might as well turn the page, get on the train, and figure out how it can help you, help your family, help your life, help your business, help anything that you can possibly think of. You might as well start utilizing it because it's not going away. And especially in business, if you're not on the train, you will get run over by it. It's just that simple. So
yeah, I mean, I would say 6 months ago, I wouldn't resist it. I would just use it sporadically. Now it's like a daily thing, right? It's in my CRM where I house all the data for, storage facility owners. And like my cold caller makes a phone call, AI captures all the notes, and then it'll judge the call. Like, it'll give you some pointers like, hey, the guy said this, maybe you can say it this time or with this tone. Like, it's just crazy that
I love it. I love it.
And that's probably just scratching the surface of, what it can do. And I was negotiating a contract. I'm building something, a facility now, and the contract between myself and the GC. And I'm like, hey, here's what I'm doing in my eyes. Can you help me?
Drop the file in.
Yeah, drop the file in. Can you help me kind of point out some things in the contract? And these are standard AIA documents that a lot of the general contractors are probably familiar with that use.
Yeah.
It's standard, but there's points in there where you like fill in the blank, right? What percentage of retainer, or how many days after invoice should you send out your payments? All that stuff can be negotiated. I'm like, all right, help me review this contract and where are some points that are in, the GC's favor or in the developer owner's favor, and what it's, help me review this contract. Now, this isn't legal advice. You always want to take it with a grain of salt, but it really like laid out a bunch of things. And like, do you want me to do a red line summation of this contract? I was like, oh my gosh. I'm going to review them and make sure I agree with it, but it like could spit out a red line, proposal going back to the GC with this, what they recommend.
And that's why, just like we said, CPAs better be incorporating it. Attorneys better be incorporating it. Because you could have paid an attorney to redline the same thing.
Yep.
And the attorney might not have redlined a couple things, might have redlined a couple more, but let's just say you got 85% of the way there and you spent $0. Right? Like, it was just a little bit of your time. Yeah. So, yeah, man, it's crazy. I'm looking forward to digging into more of these topics as we move forward. But yeah, man, this was a good one. I love this shit.
No bromide.
No bromide. Yes.
You learned one thing.
Moral of the story today is don't take bromide. That is not salt. Don't eat it on your shit.
I'm gonna have to look that up. I don't even know what it is. But.
All right, guys. Thanks for tuning in. We'll catch you on the next one.
All right.